back on the Paver Patio fireplace site finally. They got their fireplace put in. So now I'm trying to get over here and get the rest of my rock in here so I can start laying pavers. But I'll jump out and kind of get a better picture and video of it here in a minute. Yeah, here's their fireplace. The pavers will actually sit right on top of that edge of that concrete and then be flush with the blocks, and then I'll just kind of cut it around there. But yeah, this thing came out really nice, but it should look good with the color of the pavers that they chose. So now I'll just get this raked out, compacted, and see if we got time to put our 3/8 clean in here. I got my, I think it's half inch 3/8 mix clean kind of put in there, and I went ahead and ran the plate compactor over it just to kind of work it down in there. And then we're supposed to get quite a bit of rain tonight, so that'll kind of help pack it in some more. And I'll come back tomorrow and I got strings I run across there, or get a screed board. I probably really should have put some pipes down in there and kind of screeded it off, but I was just trying to quickly get it in there since it's supposed to get ready and storm, even though it doesn't look like it's going to now with the sun out. Like I said, I mean, the nice part about it looks like it's compacted, but you can come in here and it's about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch thick of that stuff underneath that base. I'm gonna get everything out of here for this evening, see what this rain we're gonna get is, and then we'll try to get back tomorrow and start laying pavers. I brought a board, but it wasn't quite long enough. Just to make sure I didn't put the pipes in here. I think I added more gravel than what I needed. I had enough material, which I think I do. I think I got a little bit high in the center, but most guys like kind of lay pipes in there, then screed off that. Like I said, I think I kind of did it backwards and added too much rock to do that, because I'm almost at the final height that it needs. I just kind of started laying that one because the problem is the concrete slopes down this way. So I try to make the wall flush, but it also comes down this way for the water runoff. So I'm just going to start with that first row and kind of get it flush with the concrete and the pavers, and then work my way this way. Kind of got, the first one I did was all, they were 18 by 18, was the whole kit. Well, now they've got them, I got 25 of them 18 by 18 and 48 of them 9 by 18. But what I did before, and I liked how it looked, was I came and took a few of these and a few of those rectangles and made 9 by 9 squares, because what this one's set up to do is make kind of a pattern here, but I actually like how the random pattern looks, where it'll be, you know, like the I'll have the big square here, then the 9x18 here, but then I may take like a 9x9 there and then run like a 9x18 across here and then up. It just kind of makes a random pattern, and I think that looks a little bit better than trying to have a pattern and stuff in here. I don't know. I guess I'm different like that. I just kind of liked how that looked. The randomness of it looks kind of nice. But so yeah, I'm gonna get a bunch of the squares cut out. That way I can just kind of get them laid out and then just start laying them and work my way this way. And what you can kind of see, I mean, it angles down a little bit, then flattens out some, because I think I was off a little bit on when I started over there and came around. I needed to bring it up just a little bit, but it'll have fall where the water will run off. So we'll get these cut and start laying these in here. Well, here's the little progress that I've made so far. I got a few rows done. I screeded this whole thing off at 1.5 inches because that's what most of these pavers were that I measured, but then I started running into some are 1.25 inches and some are, you know, 1 5/8 inches thick. So I know essentially you're supposed to just kind of screed these whole things off, get them flat, and you don't walk on the rock, and then you just start stacking them and throwing them down. But they were either low or rocking or leaving some pretty good lips on the edge of there, and I don't want to trip over anything. So then I've raked the rock back, and now I've kind of got a string line ran from cap to cap, and I slide these in there and get them as close as I can to that. Like I said, it's probably not the best way, or it's not the quickest way, I know that, but now I've kind of raked the rock back in there. I'll move my string down, and then I'll just kind of start setting this row or some of these and keeping them as close as I can. I knew it's a little bit higher with the rock in the middle, so I mean, I'll get it flat. It's just probably not the most efficient way and what a lot of the guys that do this every day do, but if we're not doing one for 6 years or whatever, I don't think it'll be too bad. But we'll still make sure that it's nice and flat and smooth and all the pavers rock, and then when I go back with that polymeric sand, it'll kind of get rid of some of those cracks and edges and stuff there. So landscapers and the ones that do this all the time will probably get a kick out of it, like Nickens or Carson. They'll probably kind of laughing at me, but we'll get it done, and we'll still make sure it's nice and flat. All right, all the pavers are cut and in. So now it's time to put the polymeric sand and all the cracks and stuff like that and kind of work it down there. And then there's kind of a little process into wet that down and get it to get in there and kind of cure. I think you missed the water on there about 3 or 4 different times at a different height. So we'll kind of get it out and go over all that, and I kind of show you what I did. I didn't film the whole time cutting and placing all these in there because it was kind of a slow, tedious process with these things being different thicknesses. You have to rake rock in, rake rock out. So, but I think it came out pretty well with the color of everything and the color of the fireplace. All look good, and that sand I got tan. we'll kind of get it out there, and then I just kind of dust it on there and sweep it in the cracks, and then go around with a rubber hammer and kind of tap it down or vibrate it down in there. This is the poly sweep or whatever that I got, that it's just a polymetric type sand that you can just kind of rake in there, and it sets up or hardens up, but it's also flexible. Okay, that actually didn't quite spread out like I thought it was going to. Yes. Okay, now I'm starting the watering process on here, and yeah, the hose was kind of giving me fits. It was leaking that day, but you do this step about 4 times. The first couple times you just keep it about knee height and have the nozzle on like a shower or mist setting, and you just kind of want to lightly go over the whole paver area where you put that sand, and just try to coat everything good to kind of get the sand starting to do its thing, activating. And then, oh yeah, that's from where I dropping sweat whenever I was putting that on there and brooming it in. There's little dots all over the place that I was scratching off. But yeah, each time you go back and do this, you just hold it down a little closer to the pavers and add a little more water to it, and that kind of just gets it all activated and locked in there and stuff. Yeah, this is the second round of it right here. And I could not get that hose to stop leaking, so I just kind of made the best of it. But yeah, I just kind of go over the whole thing again, let it dry for 4 or 5 minutes, and kind of hit it that last time, and then rinse it off real good, and that's all there is to that. completed product. Got the pavers all down, got the polymeric sand in there, and then I came back and brought a little dirt and put it around here and kind of dressed up everything was there. I think they're actually going to do some landscaping or figure out what kind of landscaping they want to do around it or behind it or whatever. So once they do that, we'll probably come back in and throw some sod over what dirt is still there. But yeah, it came out pretty good. They're extremely pleased with it. Like I said, these pavers were a little trickier with just the different thicknesses in them, but overall, I like it. Do I want to do another one? Not right now, but I think it'll look good and should kind of provide them with a nice place to come out here and spend some time. Yeah, it was definitely a fun little project. It's kind of nice to have it all wrapped up, so. Yeah, we'll get loaded up and be on to the next one.